throwing the bash. I need a woman who'll treat me right. I need a woman who love and squeeze me tight. I need a woman. I need a woman tonight. I need a woman I can call my own. She got the love and blues and she'll buy me home. She'll tie me up at night and make me say when the sun comes up we'll do it all again. I need a woman who love and squeeze me tight. I need a woman who wanna treat me right. I need a woman. I need a woman tonight. Trash and stock arrangements, paying our dues, scraping for corn and rock good blues. Band is kicking, playing it tight, all getting high till the morning light. Wielding my axe all night long, selling my soul for the price of a song. Any inspiration comes my way, fades like a dream by the break of day. Working my way throughout the night, moving through the shadows and ducking the light. Growls, hardball lights grow low, screaming out the high notes, losing control. Moving through the shadows late Friday night, guitar burning, holding back the light. Playboys and gals changing back in the suits, ducking the light, a last pull from a hooch, cleaning the streets, hosing the drunks, sleeping it off in the back of the truck. Working my way throughout the night, moving through the shadows and ducking the light. Working my way throughout the night, moving through the shadows and ducking the light.
All right, all right, all right. Here we are again. Nice to see everybody. Oh my God, I can't believe that there's so many of you here right at the start of the show. I really appreciate that. Since there's so many of you here, I figure now would be a good time to make my next move on my chess game. So let's see here. I was just about to move that knight. Is that what I want to do, or do I want to do something else here? I think I'm sticking with the knight moves. Let's see here. All right. Yep, we're going with the knight. Boom. Oh man. I'm really struggling. My chess game has gotten a lot better, but I really struggle with end games and seeing checkmates. I had one friend that he's pretty good, and well, he's compared to me, and I'd never beaten him. And I finally beat him, Endgame Ernie. But even when I was beating him, I was just taking. I mean, I was demolishing him and taking all of his pieces, and anybody else would have had mate like 10 moves earlier, but I just had to take almost everything in order for me to like see a checkmate. All right, I don't know what the fuck is going on tonight. Is a fucking. I had one story on deck, but I mean, all anybody's talking about is the stimulus deal. You know, the big news was that it was passed, and then now the big news is Trump may veto it, and I don't fucking blame him for it. Frankly, it's we're watching them just loot us. I mean, they already did it with the CARES Act, and they're setting to just do it again. Like, oh, here's nothing for you and everything for my billionaire corporatists, friends, and donors. So, you know what, man? Email offering $10 million donation ended up in junk folder. What? But giving billions fast. Mackenzie Scott upends philanthropy. We'll get to that in a second. That just grabbed my eye, but it's why they can't just have a bill that's nothing but a bill for taking care of people. Instead, they have to have a bill just filled with all this other bullshit. Here, this is just, I wasn't even planning on talking about this. I'm just curious what it was. Chief executive of the YWCA, met Chicago, got a call from billionaire philanthropist Mackenzie Scott. Her group would be receiving a $9 million gift. Fuck. Let's see. Some of the messages. Some people thought, so I guess she's been going around giving out lots of money, and some people thought it was a scam or landed in their spam folder. Many of the gifts were the largest the charity's ever received. Scott, whose fortune comes from shares of Amazon she got after her divorce last year from Jeff Bezos, the company's founder, given more than $4 billion to 384 groups, including 59 other YWCA chapters. Black women-led organizations tend to be at the very bottom of the pile for philanthropists. Scott has a recognition the organizations are doing the good work, and let us be the stewards of those dollars. So she's turned traditional philanthropy on its head. Whereas multi-billion-dollar foundations like Bloomberg Philanthropies and the Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation have fancy headquarters, Scott's operation has no known address or even a website. She refers to a team of advisors rather than a large dedicated staff. By dispersing her money quickly and without much hoopla, Scott's pushed the focus away from the giver and onto the nonprofits she's trying to help. Historically black colleges, universities, community colleges, groups that hand out food, pay off medical debts, often fly beneath the radar of major foundations. Look at this. You can't just focus on somebody doing something good without taking a shot at somebody else. Look at this. If you look at the motivations for the way women engage in philanthropy versus the way men engage in it, there's much more ego involved in the man. It's much more transactional. It's much more status driven. Said Deborah Mesh, who's a fucking mess of a cunt, I'm sure. Professor at Women's Philanthropy Institute in Indiana. Yeah, she's the head of the cunt department. Women don't like to splash their names on buildings in general. So what? Why do you have to talk? Why do you have to shit on men? So even when men are philanthropists, it's not good enough. Look at the way men give away money. Look at their egos. They got to get credit for it, put their names on building. They're such assholes the way they give their money away. They should give their money away better. They should do a better job of being charitable. What a fucking dumb whore you are, Deborah Mess. God, I hate everybody. Usually there's onerous grant proposals, nerve-wracking site visits, reports on the variety of performance benchmarks. Not only are nonprofits chronically underfunded, they're also chronically diverted from their work by fundraising and by burdensome reporting requirements that donors often place on them. I like what she's doing. I just hate the way this article is written on so many levels. That mentality of trust is what we need in philanthropy. Scott's moved away from the heavy hand of philanthropy and steering the direction of social change. Experts on philanthropy said Scott's nearly $6 billion in gifts might be among the most ever handed out directly to charities in a single year by a living donor, as opposed to a billionaire making a huge one-time gift to a foundation to be dispersed over decades. And rather than a few targeted donations, she gave broadly to hundreds of groups. Sounds like a lottery winner that doesn't know how to spend her money. Maybe the reason it's done with with all of these benchmarks in place and all of those things, because you want to give money to a charity and then you have no idea what they do with it. Maybe it never gets used like it's supposed to. So maybe there's a reason other philanthropic groups say, hey, we want to report, we want to benchmark, we want to make sure it's being used correctly. Foundations are required by law to pay out at least 5% of their endowments Many only barely meet that requirement, instead hoarding their cash and giving away less than the profits than they earn through investments. That allows our endowments to keep growing and the foundations to survive in perpetuity. And some foundations argue it allows them to take the time to make grants that'll yield the best results. But during a deep recession, an era of epic inequality, the traditional approach has fueled criticisms that foundations are more interested in preserving themselves than helping those in desperate need. Like politicians, just like you just described every politician. We need to fire every single person right now running this country because they're fucking us. That's just a side note. She's declined to comment. She's got about 62 billion. Oh, we don't know actually how much she has. Got divorced from Jeff Bezos. She must have a great vagina for to get that Bezos money. I want to bang her. She's got to be a great lay. What does she look like, this broad? Then again, Jeff Bezos got dumped her, so she's probably already hit the wall. But she's a billionaire. She's an earner. I'll bang her. Why not? Let's see what she looks like. She looks pretty hot to me. Oh, wow. She's gorgeous. Wow, look at that. Not good enough for Jeff Bezos, huh? Oh, I like her. Whatever. All right. Well, like I said, I got a story on deck here. On deck. I'm going to smoke this bowl. See if we ever get an audience. That's so nice. There's nobody here and one thumbs down. So literally somebody came into the show just to thumbs down me. That's there's somebody out there that really doesn't like me. That's fucking funny. Whoever that is would never have the balls to come up to me and say anything. But because I post this on Twitter and Facebook, so it's probably some fucking jealous magician on Facebook. I'm going to log in and hit the thumbs down button. That'll show him. Oh no, the thumbs down. How will I recover? Too funny. So many losers. Hilarious. So many losers, even before COVID and all this. People that were losers then are losers now, and the people that are losers now were losers then. Delicious. All right. I'm going to get into this story. Let's do it. This is let me grab my notes. And this is from the Telegraph. Emma Thompson. Why can't older women have sex on screen with a much younger man? Well, it's because it's gross. That's why nobody wants to see that. Older women are not attractive. No one's told you that, Emma? Come on, Emma. This can't be the first time you were told that older women are not attractive. This was written by Anita Singh. What do you need to sing about? So this is pretty great. She's the article's talking about how you'll constantly see an older leaning man paired with a much younger woman. And there's a new movie coming out with Emma Thompson. It's she's going to be largely naked with a man in his 20s. Largely naked? Well, she said it, not me. She doesn't look like a large woman, but got to take care of yourself, Emma. Good luck to you, Leo Grand. Stars Thompson as a recently widowed teacher who hires a young sex worker for a night of passion. So I'm already not buying this, because why would a woman need to hire a young sex worker? It doesn't matter if you're an old guy and you want to bang a 20-year-old girl, I get it. You're rich, you pay a hooker. But if you're an older woman, there's always a guy that'll bang you. You could go to any college and you have a choice of guys in their early 20s and just say, hey, do one of you studs want to bang me? And one of them's going to say, yeah. Guys will bang anything. So this is really silly that the premise of this movie is that she hired a male escort. Anyway, she says it's interesting that this woman she's about to play, uh, this young man in the movie says, "Oh, you're perfectly attractive. Why can't you find another chap?" And she says, "Because the only people willing to sleep with me are people my age, and I want to sleep with someone younger than me." It sounds like every pedophile I've ever heard. Anyway, now, I've never heard a woman say that on screen. With men, it's completely acceptable. Thompson said of Hollywood's double standards. It's not a double standard, it's the way of the world. It's just the way things are. Just because things are a certain way doesn't mean there's something wrong with it, or it's misogyny or sexism, or it needs to be changed. Maybe women just, like certain things and men like certain things. And why girls play with dolls and guys play with trains. And of course, there's exceptions to the rule. But this idea that you keep thinking that the two genders are interchangeable and everything should be the same for both. Anyway, she says it's acceptable for George Clooney, to have someone who's 30 years younger than him. But if someone playing opposite me in a romantic way, they have to exhume someone because I'm 61. It's unbalanced. Yeah, it's also the way it is. Walk around Hollywood, go to the clubs on Sunset, and see how many older women you see with younger men versus older men with younger women. It's this isn't like you see this in society constantly and it's not being reflected in film. You almost never see an older woman with a younger man. I mean, sure, there's Keanu Reeves, who for some reason is dating his grandmother, but generally speaking, it's not the case. She says, I guess this is the author. Male actors considered distinguished when they reach middle age. Women get past 50 and you're invisible. Yeah, like Tom Likas says, men age like wine, women age like milk. This isn't news. And now they're saying to change attitudes to older women with younger men. Thompson told the Culture Blast podcast, you just have to show it on screen. What? If you just show it, it doesn't mean people are going to like it. We're all not a bunch of children who never tried a vegetable. It's like, come on, Sammy, just take a bite of these carrots. You might like it. You've never had carrots. Just try it. You might like it. That's what she's basically saying. Because no one could imagine what an old naked woman looks like. That's the problem. We actually need to see it. If we would just see it all the time, then people would want to see more of it. That's like, why don't you just show like that'd be like if you just watch gay porn, everybody's suddenly going to get into it because you just need to see more gay porn. As soon as you do, you'll be into gay porn, don't you realize? And she said the one thing she's right about is she says we have to be brave about this. Yeah, you do have to be brave to look at an old woman naked. And let's see here. I like this Emma Thompson though. I do like her attitude. I got to say that. I like that she says, she just doesn't have a lot of boundaries. She just likes to be open, and I'm very open, so I enjoy that. I think I would enjoy a conversation with Emma, and I would totally bang her. So in this movie, Emma Thompson's character is 55. She's a former religious education teacher. She was in a stable but stale marriage, which describes all marriages. Aren't all marriages stale? Very few are stable, but stable and stale seems like a good marriage. Oh, it was stable and stale? Most are just stale. Anyway, her husband dies. She gets a new lease on life, and they're still looking for a male lead, so they haven't shot this thing yet. And she says here, it's not good enough simply to give the women the guns and then make the women badass as well. Now women have to badass. They're not allowed to cry anymore, apparently, because we've got to be just like men. I remember thinking that's not what we've meant. Women characters shouldn't have to ape Superman or Godfather to be considered great, Thompson said. That's not where our heroism lies. So how do we make it heroic? Why are there no films about birth, for crying out loud? Does anyone even know about that? No, it's all hidden. All our heroism is hidden because what we've done is we've just given women the same parts as men and not the point. Now, see, we agree on this. I really I like what she's saying here. You know, we agree that women on women playing women accurately. Like, hey, I'm all for more movies, more films that emphasize women, things that are important to women, and that show the things that make women strong. You know, men and women have different strengths and weaknesses. So I agree with her. Like, you know, let's put an emphasis. Let's not try to turn women into men and turn them into Rambo. Let's emphasize the things that make women strong. For instance, baking. Oh, they're great at baking, a lot of them. Uh, Other kinds of domestic duties. They're very good uh, at crying. You know, I'm joking. These are the jokes. Calm down, you pussies. People are all mad at me right now. Listen, I like Emma Thompson. I like what she said in this. The only thing I disagree with is she's like, why can't older? I disagree with two things. Older women can definitely have sex on screen with much younger men, but nobody wants to see it. So that's the answer to that question. It can be done. And sure, there's some guys out there that have a fetish, and you can go on Pornhub, YouPorn, and find the older, younger thing and jerk off to old women banging young dudes. So there's some freaks out there. There's some freaky guys that like fat girls too. There's always somebody that's into some kind of fetish, into feet, fat girls, smelling their panties, you know, whatever it is. There's always any weird thing you can think of. There's somebody out there that's into it. And the other thing I disagree with is just the plot of this movie that she paid a young escort, male escort, because she couldn't get somebody young to bang her. I don't care how old you are. If you're a woman, there's a 20 something year old guy out there that'll bang you. It's a lot of horny dudes in their early 20s that'll bang anything. And in case you're wondering, what does Emma Thompson look like? Well, there you go. That's what, and she said, look, we've got to be brave if we're going to show this. And I think these pictures prove that. It's hilarious, by the way. The headline here says, Emma Thompson, 58, this is 3 years ago, shows off incredible figure in plunging swimsuit as she goes for a dip. This is not an incredible figure. This is not an incredible figure. I know women older than this that have incredible figures. I just watched a video on Twitter of a 95-year-old gymnast. 95-year-old woman doing amazing things on the parallel bars that I could never do. I mean, maybe if I worked really hard at it. She was smooth, strong. Her body was fantastic. This is not an incredible figure. This is the bravery she talked about over here when she said we're going to have to be brave if we're going to show people like me having sex with young dudes in movies. There you go. Well, Emma Thompson, I'll bang you. All right, so and Lizzie, hello Lizzie. Emma Thompson is lovely, I agree. And nice to see you.
In the sky keeps on turning.
Lizzie, I started the show and I started a little bit later than I wanted to. But usually doesn't matter. My crowd seems to be late anyway. I had a feeling tonight was going to be a slow night, but as soon as I started it, someone immediately came and hit the thumbs down button. Somebody out there really doesn't like me. I seem to get one thumbs down every video, and I think it's probably from the same jealous magician. And why do I say magician? Because the people who are most jealous of me and the most petty and the biggest douchebags, the vast majority of those people I know are magicians. I know it's not a comic. It could just be some random social justice warrior pussy. That's possible. But I just know magicians, and that's something I've dealt with for years because, I'm more successful than 90% of the magicians probably in the country, if not the world. And in, the Magic Castle, we've got 5,000 members. About 2,500 are magician members. Of the 2,500 magician members, I would guess fewer than 50 of us make our livings full time doing it, and I would say probably fewer than 30 are making over 100 grand a year. So they get jealous of me because I make more money than them, I work more than them, I'm in better shape, I've got better hair, I have a better life. It's true. And by the way, when I say better, I'm comparing myself to a bunch of losers. Again, not all. Some of my best friends are magicians. Not all of them. I'm just saying when I see somebody going out of his way to like be a dick to me, it's almost always a magician. The thought of a petty magician is hilarious, cartoonish. Oh, you have no idea. They're almost all of them are petty. When I say almost all, there's a large number of very petty magicians. The magic community is overall, it's not a community I really like. I mean, there's people in it I like, but I prefer the comedy community way more than the magic community. The comedy community is it can be petty too. You see a comic that does well, and you see other comics jealous of them, or somebody that you didn't used to like. They get on a TV show, and all of a sudden they're like sucking his dick, trying to get in his good graces. They think he's going to do something for him. So I mean, you see some gross things in comedy as well, but it's a different attitude with magic. They're just such douchebags. So many of them. Um, what can I tell you? I could be wrong. Maybe it's not a magician that did it. It's just what I think. When I'm like, I only announce this on Twitter and Facebook. And Facebook seems to be where my posts get the most attention. So I'm like, for me to post it on Facebook I haven't even started the show yet, and it's got a thumbs down. Like the music was still playing. Thumbs down. It's like, what? Um, well, thank you for the thumbs up. I'm assuming that was you, Lizzie. Now I'm at 50-50. If I get one more thumbs up, I'll be people will like me at a 2-to-1 ratio. Thank you. So, we're just gonna fuck around again tonight. There's maybe we'll get lucky and we'll find something fun to talk about, but the only thing that's really going on, the thing that everybody's talking about is Trump threatening to veto this, and he should, by the way, this retarded stimulus bill they put together. And as a result, there's just not a lot of like really trending stuff that kind of fits. But we'll just fuck around, is what I'm saying. Sometimes when we just fuck around and keep it loose, it ends up being a better show. So this just caught my eye though. The cruise industry won't return to pre-pandemic levels until 2030. I don't do cruises. I don't perform on cruises. I have friends that do, and it's got to be devastating for them. So, even though the travel industry will benefit from the vaccine in 2021, may not be a panacea for the cruise line versus airlines or leisure hotels where the outlook's a little better. Hey, what is up, Jordan? Jordan, please hit that thumbs up button. Oh, you did. Thank God. Thank God for Jordan and Lizzie. Ah, shit. I forgot to. I did that thing where I forget to turn off the desktop. I didn't think you were coming, Jordan. It just feels like one of those nights where no one's going to be here. I just did a story about Emma Thompson. I think you would have enjoyed it. But anyway, going back to the cruise industry being fucked. You should enjoy this, Lizzie. Analysts caution there's still a long way to go before it's smooth sailing for the cruise lines. That's a pun. That's actually a pun in the traditional sense. That's really a lot of other things. But I looked into it. There's all kinds of different words to describe different ways of different plays on words. So, that one kills me. Wow. Oh man, I your attempt at a pun is making me list. See that? I joined you instead of car crashing you. I joined you. When I get on a cruise ship, no matter wherever I stand on a cruise ship, is starboard, is starboard, because I'm the star. Get it? And I'm also the bird. Okay, so perception of the cruise industry, it's a floating petri dish. That's a bad perception. Yeah, it looks like a floating petri dish. I have no interest in cruise ships. 80% of respondents who have never cruised said they would avoid getting on a ship. Well, shouldn't you ask the people that normally like cruise ships instead of that? Soon we'll have a great following amassed. Oof. Oh, boy. Mm, I'm working on one here for you. Let's see. I might be out of puns. I think the weed kicked in too. It's a fun creative exercise though. Actually, I told you we're kind of just keeping free will and wheeling tonight. There was do you know what a Tom Swifty is? Probably not. This is a fun creative exercise, like a if you just want to like exercise your comedic brain, kind of like you do with coming up with these horrible puns. You can write Tom Swifties. And a Tom Swifty is like, let me think of a good one. Um, it's like a pun, but let me see if I can give you an example. Hold on. I learned about these from Jean Perret, and this was a little writing exercise that I learned from Jean. And trying to find something. Uh, they were basically like puns, these things. But Joe Budden's well pleased doggo. I don't know what the fuck that is. What's up, Joe Budden's well pleased doggo? But okay, so like a Tom Swifty would be like here. Maybe I found an example. Okay, yeah, I found some examples. Why are you being such a downer? She flaccidly remarked. See, I thought Tom Swifties were all supposed to kind of end with ly, so it would be like, uh, you know, how did your, she went on a date with Michael Phelps and said it went swimmingly. See, I thought a Tom Swifty had to end kind of like that, but um, wait, it's not contagious, is it? She shared. Um, okay, what's on your mind? She said off the top of her head. Colitis is a real drain sometimes, he let loose. Canines can be replaced, she pointed out. So these are a whole bunch of them, but I feel like Tom Swifties. Maybe I'm wrong. I thought they were supposed to have a little bit this, but anyway, it's like soccer is a very honest sport. He kicked back. Peeing on electric fences isn't dangerous, the drunk said aimlessly. So those are some. But I don't know. I don't know why I thought that they had. Let me see what I got over here. Get some more Tom Swifties for you. Ah, see, this is the way I remembered. A Tom Swifty is a short joke that uses a slightly different double meaning for an adverb. The one liner must finish with the word ending in ly, and that final word can be the real use, a new definition, or a brand new made up word. So, I saw a UFO, he cried spacily. This is the way I learned it. See, I thought that had to end. Those other ones were funny, but Tom Swifties, it's in reference to this like series of children's books. Anyway, this deodorant ain't working, the teen sniffed strongly. I don't get that one. Uh, Gasp, his mom whispered faintly. Students, you have 10 minutes to complete this exam, the teacher said testily. I got my barber's license, he said cuttingly. I wonder what it's like to race the Iditarod, lady said doggedly. Cold, purred Whiskers cattily. My vein doctor says I'm a special case, Vivian said vainly. I found my ideal model, the artist mused. So these are some I found online. I've got, I did this exercise on my own. I bet I could probably find it. Here, do I want to bother? There's the question. I don't think I do. So say I'm here. Let me take a gander. I think I have the ones I did. I did this as a writing exercise like 20 years ago, and they're actually working on a documentary about Jean Perret. I got to know him a bit. I took his I read his book called Comedy Writing Step by Step. Then I took his online class like 20 years ago. Then he came to see me perform at the castle, and then he invited me to his country club for brunch. And if you don't know, Gene Perret was Bob Hope's head gag writer. He was he wrote for Phyllis Diller, produced Three's Company. They call him the Yoda of comedy. The guy, he's an older guy now. He was older when I met him. Really great man. All right, I'm gonna see if I can find my Tom Swifties for you. All right. I found. Let's see here. I don't think that's gonna work. No. All right. Let's see. I'm gonna have to open up a bunch of these and find them. Yeah, flaccidly. Got to figure out how to use that in my everyday vocabulary. Yeah. All right. So. Uh, do. I'm looking. I'm looking. They're not even. This is. I'm just. I'm kind of. Since we started talking about it, it got me curious. It's 20 years ago. Ah, I found it. All right. Let me close these other windows. Okay. The pilgrims are very happy, she said thankfully. That teepee is home to a little Asian man, he said intently. You have two left feet, the dance instructor said rightfully. The horse made a big mess, the jockey said dutifully. I'm angry and I have a stinger, he said begrudgingly. Get it, begrudgingly? Can you name all seven dwarves? He asked bashfully. Passover dinner was great, he said judiciously. See, it can just even be a play. It could just sound like it even. Rome wasn't built in a day, he said empirically. Help me out of this hole, he said deeply. That's a house of ill repute, she said horribly. It's fun to do. So those were mine from 20 years ago. I just can't stand this, he said flaccidly. There you go. It's fun to do. See? Look at that. U.S. teens jailed in Caymans get reduced silence. U.S. sues Walmart for alleged role in opioid crisis. What? Let's see. A painful skin disease is killing dolphins worldwide. Scientists just found out why. Trump says maybe he will be the next administration to deliver a suitable COVID. What does this say? What is this headline? Suitable COVID package. So he's implying that he's not going anywhere. So everybody's talking about it. Trump Tuesday slammed the ridiculously low COVID-19 relief package. And he's saying that eat a bag of dicks, they need at least $2,000 a piece. But he also said get rid of all the pork in the bill. And also, I'll still be here for the next term. So I'm asking Congress to get rid of wasteful, unnecessary items. Send me a suitable bill, or else the next administration will have to deliver a COVID relief package, and that may be that administration will be me, and we'll get it done. So he's saying he still hasn't admitted defeat yet. He's saying, hey, figure out something. And the next administration is going to sign it. It'll either be in that next administration. That might be me, motherfuckers. That's what he's saying. Hilarious. But he's not wrong about this part. The Congress found plenty of money for foreign countries, lobbyists, special interests, while sending $600 to the people who need it. So it's not their fault. It was China's fault. And he wants $2,000 instead of $600. $4,000 if it's a couple. And everybody on Twitter even Jimmy Dore is like, fucking Trump is out-lefting the Democrats. Again, this isn't the first time. This isn't the first time Trump has been left to the Democrats. He's going, motherfuckers, there's so much bullshit in here. Why can't you? I don't understand why they do this. Why do they look at it as an opportunity to pile all this crap in? Why can't they just make a simple bill? Everybody in the country gets $2,000. Sign it. Nothing else. Just that. Send it out. Oh, cool. We all got $2,000. All right. What's the next thing we got to figure out? Okay. Well, maybe we should give them some extra unemployment benefits like we did in the beginning. That's the thing, right? They gave us more help at the start of the pandemic than they're giving us now. What sense does that make? Oh, you've been out of work for 3 months. We're going to give you an extra $600 a week in unemployment benefits. Get rid of the, we'll have a moratorium on evictions and we'll send you all $1,200. Oh, what? You still haven't worked and it's been nearly a year? You know what? We'll give you $600 and go eat a dick. Jesus Christ. Of course, people are pissed at Pelosi. Um, let's see. Republicans repeatedly refused to say what amount the president wanted for direct checks. So Pelosi's saying, "Hey, you never told us you wanted $2,000. You want $2,000? We'll give you $2,000." But she's not saying anything about all the pork. She goes, at last, the president has agreed to 2,000. Democrats are ready to bring this to the floor this week by unanimous consent. Let's do it. Well, okay, but what about all that other nonsense? And what about instead of an additional 300 a week in unemployment, we go back to the 600 a week that we got at the beginning? If they had just left things the way they were at the beginning, I wouldn't even have needed the moratorium on an eviction. I could have actually paid all my bills. When I was getting the extra 600 a week, I was that plus what California was giving me was enough money for me to pay all my bills. I wasn't saving anything. I wasn't getting out of debt, but I could pay all my bills. But they decided, oh, that was too much. People were getting too much money. So then we've gotten nothing from, oh, fuck them. Does anybody, I mean, this might be it. This might be where people take to the fucking streets for a good reason. They can all suck my dick. I hope Trump vetoes it. I hope I hope he says, oh, it's not just the $2,000, you fucks. I want all this other bullshit taken out of there. I want this to be nothing but COVID relief. Unbelievable. I'm supposed to be lighthearted on this show and comedic. Now I'm just angry. I'm like Jimmy Dore, except retarded. I'm like a retarded Jimmy Dore. All right, let's find out why Walmart's getting sued. You notice that the government seems to be bringing forward a lot of lawsuits lately? Who else? We just talked about them suing. Who was it? All the tech companies. They have lawsuits against all these technology companies. They're saying that they're suing them because of their role in the opioid crisis. Well, Walmart's about to learn that patting out those good feeling pain pills. Yeah, Walmart's about to learn what it feels like to do something that's completely legal, and then when it turns out it was bad, to get sued. Like I felt that way about the when the tobacco companies were sued. I was like, come on. I mean, okay, I get it. At one point they were lying and stuff, but after a while we all knew that smoking was bad for you. And now you want to sue these companies? Like no personal responsibility at all. It's a good movie though. What was that movie called? 200 cigarettes or 2,000 cigarettes or anyway. Let's see. They're saying that Justice Department sued Walmart, accusing it of fueling the opioid crisis by pressuring its pharmacies to fill even potentially suspicious prescriptions for the powerful painkillers. What would suspicious look like? It's like a guy dressed like Elvis Presley comes in. I need my pills, man. Ain't nothing but a hound dog. Give me my pills. And no one reported that. Come on. We did get lots of sightings that Elvis was still alive. Well, if you really thought he was still alive, you knew he had a pill problem. Why would you fill the prescription? They should burn the Sackler family on live local TV nationwide. Is the Sackler family the people that run Walmart? My brother hates Walmart. Civil complaint filed points to the role Walmart's pharmacies may have played in the crisis. Da, 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 da. More than 5,000 pharmacies violated law, selling thousands of prescriptions for controlled substances that its pharmacists knew were invalid. Federal law required Walmart to spot suspicious orders. So they got to be narcs of the Oxycontin family. Well, I don't know. Walmart is supposed to be like, not only are you a pharmacy, you're also like the eye in the sky in Vegas. You have to, be on the outlook for suspicious stuff. Supposed to report it to the DEA. You guys got to be a bunch of narcs. Says the company didn't do it. Well, maybe, did some individual pharmacists do it and some didn't? They own Purdue Pharmacy. Yeah. Walmart knew its distribution centers were using an inadequate system for detecting and reporting suspicious orders. For years, Walmart reported virtually no suspicious orders at all. Walmart's pharmacies ordered opioids in a way that went essentially unmonitored and unregulated. I think the government's coming after the corporations now because it needs money. How come no one's paying attention to Peter Schiff warning us how fucked we are with the dollar and how they just keep printing more and more money and the dollar's going to be worthless and we're going to look like Venezuela and a carton of orange juice is going to be $23? Anyway, even after Walmart pharmacists informed the compliance unit about pill mill prescribers whose practices raised egregious red flags, Walmart allegedly continued to fill invalid prescriptions issued by those prescribers. Only later did Walmart allow pharmacists to do blanket refusals for suspect practices. Walmart fought back. Says the investigation is tainted by historical ethics violations. It said the lawsuit invents a legal theory that unlawfully forces pharmacists to come between patients and their doctors. That's what I'm saying. You want them to turn these people into narcs? Their doctor said they need it, you give it to them. Riddled with factual inaccuracies, cherry-picked documents taken out of context. I believe that. You see what goes on and how much bullshit there is with so many federal charges. The Oxy TV commercials from the 90s were hilarious. You should check out The Pharmacist on Netflix. All right. Florida had a tremendous role in this whole, that was like ground zero for the opioid crisis because they had these I forget what they were called, but they had some name for these little like standalone like clinics where you would go into a doctor's office and he would give you like pretty much give anybody a prescription for Oxy, and then you went to like this little like the pharmacy next door to it or like attached to the place practically, and then you could get the prescription filled and then you could go drive to another one and you could just go from one to the next. And it's not like they communicated with each other. You just walked into this little clinic, said, I have a backache. They said, you need Oxys. And they gave you Oxy, a prescription. You just went to place to place to place. I should have done that back then and just not taken them, but just sold them. If I just done that and gotten in on Bitcoin when I should have, those two things. Florida was super bad. Yeah, one county in Louisiana was the worst in the country. Really? Man, if you're beating out Florida, you're doing something right. But, I was listening to, for instance, an interview with I think his last name is Saul, Sall. Considered the greatest gin rummy player to ever live. Although Stu Unger, he never got a chance to play Stu Unger. A lot of people said Stu Unger was the greatest gin player ever, but anyway, he got wrapped up in the Molly's Game. You ever see that movie Molly's Game? Well, he got wrapped up in the real life federal investigation of that, and they uh, accused him of tax fraud just because he told somebody that he should pay his taxes. They didn't understand. They didn't listen to the conversation. They just heard the word taxes and decided, oh, tax fraud. And it's the craziest fucking when you hear the story, and you're like, Jesus Christ. You feel like the feds are supposed to be like the slick ones that really have their act together, and you find out that their cases are full of bullshit and lies as well. That's okay, Lizzie. If you pass out, you pass out. I did start late tonight. I probably won't go real late though. We'll see how it happens. But anyway, Walmart said it always empowered its pharmacists to refuse to fill problematic opioids. Refused to fill hundreds of thousands of prescriptions. It noted it sent the DEA tens of thousands of investigative leads. It blocked thousands of questionable doctors from having their opioid prescriptions filled at its pharmacies. They argued that many health regulators, medical groups, doctors, and patients criticized the company for going too far in refusing to fill opioid prescriptions. Some even say Walmart's improperly inferring in the doctor-patient relationship, the company said. So the AP reported the news of the lawsuit ahead of the Justice Department's public announcement, citing a person who could not discuss the matter publicly before the announced move. Walmart filed its own preemptive suit against the Justice Department. Attorney General William Barr and the DEA nearly 2 months ago said Justice Department's investigation launched in 2016 identified hundreds of doctors who wrote problematic prescriptions that Walmart's pharmacists should not have filled, but the lawsuit charged that nearly 70% of the doctors still have active registrations with the DEA. Blaming pharmacists for not second-guessing the very doctors the DEA approved to prescribe opioids is a transparent attempt to shift blame from DEA's well-documented failures in keeping bad doctors from prescribing opioids in the first place, the company said in a statement. I agree with Walmart. What up, Jay? How you doing? Based on all of this, I'm agreeing with Walmart, man. Can't believe it, but I'm taking Walmart's side in this. What is up, Jay? You working, man? You live in Vegas. And you work in hospitality. Are you? What's your deal, man? Are you working at all, or are you on unemployment? I see people are in Vegas. Nope, not at the moment. Yeah. What is it like there, man? Like, let me ask you. Let's see. What questions? I had a question for you that I thought you might be able to answer, but I don't know if you could or not. I'm not. Let me see if I remember what it was. Do you know how many poker players are allowed to play at a table? Is it 5 or 6? Do you know that by any chance? You have EBT and Medicaid, yeah. It's five max. That's what you've seen everywhere. Have you looked at more than one place and you just see it seems like it's 5 everywhere? Because I thought I heard some places were allowing 6. Um, Always 5. What about craps tables? Uh, are there plexiglass dividers on craps tables? And how many people are allowed to play on a craps table? Six total? Yeah. Let's see. Blow torching the economy, COVID relief bill disaster for America. That's Jimmy Dore. Jimmy Dore and Dylan Radigan were going off on the insanity of this COVID deal. Sorry, just checking here if I could find. And let's see if I can see if there's any live Las Vegas stuff. Let's see. Las Vegas. I can usually find either somebody vlogging live in Las Vegas Saturday before Christmas, downtown Fremont Street. So here's some. This was streamed. This was streamed the 19th. Let's take a look. What do we got here? See what Fremont looks like. Three each side. So is there plexiglass or no plexiglass? And would I be allowed to stand where I like to stand? You know, I like to stand to the left, stick one, basically. So I'm right handed. I want to be, there's buskers, huh? Maybe I should go down there and stand in one of those circles and do magic. Wow, it looks cold. People are really they look bundled up there. I heard a trip report from some dude on Gambling with an Edge, and he described his trip and said that he described exactly what I was worried about feeling if I went there. Um, which is he was playing video poker wearing a mask, and he was like, I was surprised at how much of a drag it was to play video poker for hours and hours wearing a mask. And he was basically just kind of describing the atmosphere. And it's like when we actually had outdoor dining in Santa Monica, I did it sometimes because it was like better than nothing. But the first time I did it, especially, it was like a real drag. It was kind of depressing. And so I just feel like, oh, there's the Circa bar. Cool. I can't wait to check out Circa. I was looking at rooms, and some of these, I forget, it might have been Circa was sold out. Circa's nice. Yeah, I'm dying to check out Circa. I'm so happy that they have a 21 and over casino. I think that's so cool. Um, how many times odds on dice? Turn the camera, dummy. All right, going over here. There's the Golden Gate. Ooh, Project Barbecue. How's that barbecue place there, Jay? Is that good? That looks new. Oh, yeah, that is new because that's where Glitter Gulch used to be, right? That Project Barbecue. The problem is there's no strip club downtown now. Hey, Miss B. We how's that? Have you tried the barbecue there at Project Barbecue? Yeah. All right. They need to put a strip club back though. So people are standing out there eating. At least you're allowed to eat outside. That looks like freedom to me. I never thought eating outside would look so free. Well, let's see. It's what's tonight, guys? Is today Tuesday or Wednesday? The fuck is today? It's Tuesday. So it's almost 11 o'clock on a Tuesday. It's not exactly prime time anyway, B. How was my day? Well, it sucked until you showed up in my chat room. Then it turned into a wonderful day, Miss B. No, I know what you mean, man. It is weird. Like, I go there. I typically go to Vegas during the week because usually if I have a gig, it's on a weeknight, and also it's so much cheaper. But the weekend, I like to get a weekend in too. So a lot of times I'll go like Sunday to like Monday or Sunday to Tuesday. So I'll say like just over a week. And I like that because if I get there on a Sunday and I check in on Sunday, I get the super cheap rooms all week. Usually a few nights are comped. Then I pay through the nose for Friday and Saturday night. Just those two nights end up costing me. Sorry, just those two nights end up costing me anything significant. And places I stay is usually still not even that much. And that way I get to have a weekend of action. But I don't want to drive back to LA on a Sunday when all the other assholes are. So I'd rather drive back on Monday. And if I'm going to stay all the way to Monday, why not stay to Tuesday? Because who can get enough Vegas? I love it there, man. I have so many friends that are like, oh yeah, Vegas is cool for like 2 days. That's all I can handle is 2 days. And I'm like, fuck no, man. I've stayed there for 2 weeks straight and still didn't want to leave. The dispensary needs to be near the casinos instead of 4 blocks away. As you see there, they're taking temps and looking at your idea when entering any casinos in Fremont. Yeah, I heard that one place is actually scanning the barcode on your license, I guess for contact tracing. I heard the plaza is really nice now. What's going on? Is that Circus parking garage over there? So this is the Circuit Casino, but the parking garage was way off over there. Is that correct? Not that it was that far, but I mean, I could turn the volume up and see what this jerk off is saying. But yeah, here, let me back up. I'll show you what I mean. Right
Chris, you
there.
guys like Oscars?
How's Oscars?
Oscars was okay.
Right there.
It is almost
That's the
Christmas.
Circa parking garage over there.
Hey, Cheryl.
Hey, Cheryl, shut up, faggot. Um, I'm sure this guy's cool. I'm just kidding, buddy. Oh, it's got an overpass. Well, I heard it's called the Garage Mahal, and it's supposed to be a kick-ass parking garage. You guys know I'm really missing Vegas when I'm watching videos of other people walking around Vegas. It's like this. That's a guy that really wants to fucking get out of town. It's I'm not alone in being feeling particularly defeated and and feeling like things are very bleak lately. I have a lot of other friends in the same boat as me, and we're pretty fucked right now. But the fact that I'm consistently gaining subscribers, I'm not going to gain shit for subscribers this week. I haven't edited out the type of videos yet this week that would get me subs. Um, although I'm going to try with that Emma Thompson video I did earlier at the start of the show. I'm going to give that a shot. But I'm definitely starting to crack the code on what's getting me subs and shit. But it's almost Christmas. This guy doing magic? Oh yeah, he's doing the cups and balls, or at least he's going to because he's got them over there. Um, he's got a good crowd. I mean, shit, $25. Do I have to be a Las Vegas resident to get a busking license, Jay? You said it's $25 for the busking license. Go sit up outside Golden Nugget on Fremont. Do your magic. I'm fucking about to, bro. You think I'm kidding? I'll stay at Jay's house. What do you mean yes? Yes, I have to be a resident of Vegas, or yes, I'm allowed to do it. Can anybody do it? Fucking yes again. You, you can't answer just one word because there's a delay, so I never know what the one word is talking about. Thank you. You are allowed to. Fuck, maybe that's what I'll do. Fuck. And I could do my cast. Can I stay with you, Jay? You have any room for me? That fucking guy had a decent crowd. I'll fucking go stand out there. Let's see if I could make. If I did, let's say, three 20-minute shows. Oh, it's John Carr's place? All right. Let's see. If I did three 20-minute shows an hour, it could make $100 an hour. Is there a limit to how long you can be out there? If I was out there for like 5 hours, I can make like 500. Is 500 a day realistic out there, I wonder? Really? Where does he live that his place rotates? That's awesome. Rotates every hour to a new spot. Is it it's not on the strip, but it has a view of the strip, and his what does he live in? A condo or an apartment? Is it one of those round fuckers that spins? That's pretty amazing. That's fucking awesome. I want to live in a place that rotates. I'll fucking move in there. No, you rotate to the next circle. Places it rotates every hour. No, you rotate to the next circle. The fuck? Oh, I thought you meant the building rotated. You said he has the best. I gotcha. Every hour you go to a different circle on the ground. Gotcha. So how many hours are you allowed to be out there? Can you be out there for as long as you want? If I could do 100 an hour and be out there 5 hours a night, and then let's say I make 500 my first night, then I go and fucking play cards or fucking gamble with it. If I win, then the next night I won't go out and fucking do magic. Every night I can gamble, I'll gamble, and if I lose it, I'll do magic. I like my idea much better though of living in a building that rotates, I got to say. You ever been to one of those, restaurants that rotates? I want to live I want to buy like a condo in a rotating building that I get a different view. Like you're hanging out in my apartment and it just rotates. The Strat rotates on floor 107. Yeah, I've been up there. I think I took She up there, I think. Here's my spot, the Four Queens. Man, where can I you guys, where would I sleep in your place if I come and stay with you? Man, I might fucking do this. Or what if I just Or maybe I could get a monthly rate at one of these shitholes downtown. Like maybe I could find a shitty downtown hotel that'll let me stay for like 500 for the month What do you think of that? There's got to be a place like that, right? I just stay in some dump for like $500 and then I could work. I could busk. Budget suites, 900 for a month. What's up, Tony? How you doing? Because believe it or not, we're not even yeah, off strip you can get cheaper. No, I meant I'm thinking there's probably a real shithole I could stay in. If budget suites is on the strip and it's 900 for a month, there's definitely some dump that I could stay at for half that. But there's busking on Venice Beach and on the Santa Monica Pier and on the 3rd Street Promenade, and it's all been shut down. Not in Venice. Venice is a free for all, but busking has been shut down on. Is that a what the fuck is going on with those kids? Were those kids busking? Were those midgets? Anyway, busking's been shut down. Or for the squares, busking is street performing. It's been shut down on the promenade and the pier. And the problem with busking on Venice is there's a lot of problems with busking on Venice. It's dangerous. There's a hierarchy out there of where people work. You're on the beach, so it's windy as fuck. It's not a great place to do magic. And the people that are there right now there's no like tourists or anything. It's Venice Beach is relatively dead, just like Fremont is, and maybe even worse. And so there's no fucking money out there. There's no busking to be had in Santa Monica or Venice, and usually there's tons of it. The Raiders moving to Vegas raised the rent there. Yeah, I don't know. It's the most likely place for me to move if I were ever to move. I'm not planning on moving, but Jesus Christ, with the way things are going, I might not have a fucking choice. I might end up fucking homeless here. Hope not, but you know what? I imagine there would be a revolt because so many. I think we might be about to listen. I'm about to take to the streets after what's going on with the way they're treating us, the way they just are going. Oh, you guys haven't worked all year. You know what you need to do? You need to let us sign a bill that gives billions of dollars to our donors and billionaire friends and airlines and other countries and in museums and all kinds of nonsense. Unbelievable. This is a fucking crime that we're watching. Well, there's more of you here now than I wasn't sure anybody was going to show up. Oh, this guy's on for a long time. This is fun. Tell you what, since there's so many of you, well, before I do this, let me see. I'll tell you what. If you want me to stick around and bullshit for a while, we'll do some more stories and stuff. We're just kind of partying tonight. It's almost Christmas, but I could pour a glass of whiskey and pack my pipe and my ganja pipe and my regular pipe. But I need to see some thumbs up if we're going to do that, because right now there's 7 of you watching and only 3 thumbs up. Did I sign the recall for Gavin Newsom? I did. Is it online? Because I'll sign it immediately. I didn't know it was available yet. And of course, if you'd like to support me, go to zachwaldman.com/fans. Join the fan club. Get access to exclusive content. Learn some easy to do magic tricks and bar bets. Most importantly, you'll be supporting me at a time when I haven't worked for nearly a year. This is all I got is this. And there's plenty of things you could do completely free at zachwaldman.com/fans. That won't cost you a cent, but would go a long way in supporting me. One thing you could do, of course, would be as if you would hit that thumbs up button, but also if you would subscribe to the show, hit the notification bell and choose all so you know when I go live and I upload new content. I saw one more thumbs up and a couple more thumbs up, and then I'll pour some whiskey and pack my pipe. Otherwise, just wrap this up and eat a tuna sandwich. And I actually mean a tuna sandwich. That's not like a metaphor. Nice Christmas tree. Man, do I want to live in a dump in Vegas for a month and busk? There's people out there. I mean, it's a Tuesday. I know it's dead compared to what we would normally see, but it looks cold. I hate doing magic in the cold. My hands get cold. It's hard to do anything. There's other magicians working, but I'm better. Let's see. I just want to see one more thumbs up, and then I'll pack the pipe and pour the whiskey. I saw one thumbs up. Just want to see one more. Just let me see one more, and we'll pack the pipe and pour the whiskey. That's just a fun thing to say. Oh man. Oh look, we got it. All right, let me pack the pipe and pour the whiskey. I'll be right back. You guys here. I'll put on this. Let's put on this guy's commentary. See what he's babbling about.
Doing something really cool like laundry, washing the dishes, cutting their nails. You know, you can do something cool like that on Friday and Saturday night.
Whose channel is this?
They have chips.
Look how many views he is.
Right now?
Oh, this is Jacob's life in Vegas. Yeah, I like this guy. He's cool.
French fries, whatever.
French fries. No, he's really. I like him a lot. Tell us more, faggot. But no, I watch his videos all the time.
Thank you, my man. Sending that love from Southern Utah.
Jay, you should vlog. Jay's life in Vegas, and you can compete with Jacob.
Man, it's been a long time since I've had goldfish crackers.
Shit, that's true, Jordan. I could suck a few dicks while I'm there too.
Goldfish. You know, chicken pot pie. Anybody eating Teddy Grahams? Baked Cheetos, orange ribeyes. Hey, there we go. Pizza rolls. Yogurt banana. Anybody doing Teddy Grahams? Fasting, that works too. Set a booster for their carrot cake. Oh, it's me hitting the desserts, huh? Chocolate Cheerios. Lengua burrito, eh? I like it. Hodges Universe, what's up? What's up, Joey? Wifey's baking and I'm drinking beers and eating cookies. Happy holiday. Joey, sounds like you hit the jackpot, man. She's doing all the baking. She's baking the food that you're eating to go along with the beer. Chris's water and apple at better stuff.
How is it every loser on the planet has a successful YouTube channel except for me? Should I do Zach's life in Santa Monica? I didn't mean to close it. Maybe that's what I should do. Zach's life in Santa Monica. There's that guy German in Venice. He mostly talks to homeless people. He actually has a video up, a new one I haven't seen yet that I wanted to look at for some reason. I forget why. It caught my eye. Oh, and actually, Jacob has an even newer video up. So hold on. We'll come back to Vegas in a second. Peter Schiff. Everybody ignores Peter Schiff, but he seems like he knows what he's talking about, yet they keep ignoring him. Live at the bike. Where's German in Venice? Again, I don't remember why it caught my eye. I just remember going, oh shit, I want to see that. All right, I'm going to have to just, I think, go directly to his channel. Let's see here. Venice. Go to here. Oh yeah, here it is. This is Venice Beach out of business. It's German in Venice. All right. We'll watch a little German in Venice while I pack my pipe. I'm gonna.
Let's see if there's anything going on in Venice. A déjà vu, or how we call it here in America, the Groundhound Day. Every day I get the bike out of my car and then I go to the beach.
Me
But
too.
I actually didn't get out of the car yet because I'm like
I was at the. I did the same shit today. It was a little
a
chilly.
little bit tired. I have no energy and I don't really know if I'm gonna do a video or not. I already know I'm gonna do a video because this is the video you're watching already, so I decided to do it. But sometimes you just feel like you don't want to do nothing. But then I think about you guys from all over the world that people watch my videos in
What an
Africa,
ego.
Senegal. How do they watch my video in Senegal? I'm thinking sometimes, or like somewhere else in India, in Sri Lanka.
Jesus
I've been to Sri
Christ.
Lanka. They're watching my videos in Sri Lanka.
Hardly anybody
It's
watches
absolutely
my
amazing when you
videos.
think about it.
That
I'm
is
sitting here
nuts.
in the car in Los Angeles, and you watching me at home. Who knows what you're doing right now?
Well, I'm right down the
It's
street
cold
from
where you
you.
live. It's a beautiful day here in Venice.
I live right
And
down the street from you.
let's get out of the car to do a video.
I never see this guy.
Doing the video, some guy said, "What about that spider on that tree?" And I didn't realize there was a spider on the tree. Whoa, that's where it is. I think it's just a leftover from Halloween, but it's pretty cool. And here
You
we
think
go.
so?
It's such a
Do
shame
you
that this
think it was
place
real?
went out of business because they raised the rent so much. It used to be Wynwood Farms. And while we ride through those columns here, this is history where we go in here in Venice. Those pallets been here years and years. They put the red and the green on the Venice sign. Looks pretty good at night. And those are the pillows I was talking about.
He's right by
And
the.
some more stores that are out of business. Like
That's
this one is out of
Windward.
business.
That's where I always ride my bike down. That's where that girl was murdered a couple of weeks ago. But little tour of Venice here. I was thanking him the last time I saw Jacob on Fremont. Oh, you've seen him? I should broadcast how to get a double king cut prime rib at Ellis Island for $26. Film yourself bike riding and drinking at bars. Yeah, well, look, I'm there all the time. The thing is, I need to get a mount for my phone for my bike. I can't ride my bike and film at the same time. I'll definitely crash. But this is all, this is oof. This is where I live.
See, out of business already. And this is going to be the hardest month, I think. Next month, there's going to be more stores out of business. This used to be the freak show right here.
Yeah, sometimes you guys may have noticed I'm wearing a Venice Beach Freak Show t-shirt. That's where the freak show used to be. And there was a big protest and shit. I have video of it. I was there when people were protesting them, it was Snapchat moved into Venice and was buying up stuff. Have I ever been to Cafe Gratitude in Venice? No. Yeah, the freak show's been gone for a while now. And well, here, cheers, everybody. Got my whiskey, the ice is melted, and got my pipe is packed. So yeah, the Venice Beach Freak Show's gone. If you've ever seen me wear that T-shirt, and I'm still friends with the guy that ran it. I know, right, Tony? You like that? This is what it looks like when you're locked up alone for all. You spent. This is what it looks like when you spend almost a year completely alone in one apartment doing a podcast for 8 people. You eventually have parties that involve smoking a pipe and drinking whiskey and just screaming madness into the ether. I might be seeing you soon, though. It's fucked up. Probably need surgery. I'm gonna have to get it checked. My shoulder's really fucked, bro. So, oh shit. Almost knocked over my whiskey. So, anyway, since the freak show's been gone, it was like Snapchat moved in, bought up a bunch of shit. They kicked out a bunch of residents, and everything was, they were trying to like corporatize Venice, and nobody wants that. It's like we like Venice because it's a wild place, you know? And we don't want it to, we don't want to see what they did to Times Square in New York and turn it into Disney. Nobody in Venice wants to see that happen there. And so you can't see it on here, but behind one of those boards, I think it's either off camera or it's right here, is a Starbucks. Well, they tried to. They put up the glass. They built a Starbucks and put the glass up and everything, but people immediately threw rocks through the window and destroyed it. I think it got looted, and like people were like, "Fuck you, we don't want Starbucks on the Venice boardwalk." Is so anyway, it's been empty ever since they kicked out the freak show.
And then Snapchat bought the whole building.
I just told you
the
that.
Corporate business came in here.
I just told you that. I just said that Snapchat bought everything and the corporatists were trying to fuck it up. And that's the Starbucks I was talking about. I knew it was a little bit farther over. I thought it was boarded up also. I guess it's not boarded up.
This is Starbucks.
I just said that, German in Venice. Why does this guy keep repeating everything I just said?
They don't mind if they win or lose. They just want to have like a store right here on the boardwalk. But all those stores are out of business now. This store is out of business. Then we got prime real estate right here, but nobody does anything to those buildings right here. It's right on the beach. Check this out, right here. This is actually, somebody put like a little line around it so nobody sits there, but people just climb over it and take pictures. It's actually this guy. He's kind of like an artist. I really like what he does. Look, he got all those really cool,
Yeah, he's a real good artist. That guy is one of the better artists on Venice Beach.
Over there, he paints all this, makes it really colorful. So he tries to make Venice look happy again. So a few years ago, Snapchat bought those buildings too, I think. And on the bottom, they had like stores where they were selling their sunglasses, Snapchat glasses with the camera in there. But everybody's leaving California because the taxes are too expensive.
People used to also fuck with those businesses. People would go in there and like, they would protest them and people would flip it off. And if somebody was starting to go in it, the locals would go, "Hey, don't go in there. That's Snapchats." Because it wasn't obviously Snapchats, but the locals all knew. And so people would go, hey, don't go in there. That's Snapchat's bullshit. They're fucking up the beach. Don't support them. And and it worked. That shit was almost always empty.
Everybody left, and now this is all empty, available. Out of business. Out of business, out of business, out of business. And this guy's in business. If you can hang here 120 seconds, you get $100 or something like that. For lease, out of business.
Gratitude Cafe. You know what? I may have actually. I was thinking about it.
It's pretty scary to think what the future is going to
Cafe
bring.
Gratitude.
So
Maybe I have.
most people just take it day by day. That's all you can do.
That's all you could do. He looks like Sam
But it's
Kinison.
pretty relaxing when you ride on the bike path all the way to Santa Monica. But sometimes I'm thinking, maybe I should just leave the camera at home and not take it with me all the time, because I don't really enjoy.
Him and I are. That's really funny. I've been saying all I do is I do what he's doing, and I never take my camera. And I'm saying maybe I should take my camera and vlog because he gets so many views. And now he's telling me that he thinks he shouldn't do it.
Enjoying everything I see right here because I'm so focusing on the camera. But then on
Yeah, so it's like he can't enjoy himself because he's focused on the camera. He looks like a bloated Fabio. Yeah, but you know, it kind of looks like what's his face, Alec Baldwin, long hair. But you know, it's like that's why I never take my camera. I'm like, I just want to enjoy myself, but just shows the grass is always greener.
the other hand, I'm thinking, I want to show you guys what's going on here in Venice. So what is more important? You got to find the middle way, I think. But right now, I still enjoying it, and I still enjoy making this video for you guys.
Surprised I'm never. I got to be on one of this
People
guy's
enjoying
videos.
themselves.
Probably has video of me
So
metal
quiet
detect.
here today.
Hey, that's straight.
Wow, look
that's
at
where I
this.
metal detect right there.
People brought their stationary gym bikes all the way to the beach, and they're riding into the sunset on their stationary bikes. How cool is that? In the background, you see Malibu. Those bikes are heavy to carry down here. I'm glad I came here today. I didn't know they do yoga on the beach here. And sometimes you just gotta stop and smell the roses. There ain't no roses here, but you just pretend. Sun is almost down, and you see Santa Monica Pier in the background.
But exactly for that reason is why I bought my
All
little
right.
bike, so I can ride down to Santa Monica and enjoy the view. I do.
All right. He's got 56,000 views. Is that all I got to do? Am I trying too hard to be entertaining? Do all I have to do is ride around on my bike and go, hey guys, here's my neighborhood, and here's a good hamburger spot. I do love to be a tour guide. I used to drive a trolley in Chicago and did tours of the city. And my buddy Mark, whenever we're together, he's like, you're a natural tour guide. You love telling people stuff. Oh, over there, this happened. Over there, that happened. He's right. I've got tour guide in my blood. So maybe I should do a Santa Monica style vlog. He's German in Vegas. I'll be magician in Santa Monica. Oh, man. I had my pipe going the whole time. It went out. I think I did a really good job of packing it this time. You should definitely do a Vegas vlog. Why not? Look at these. All these retards are doing it. Why can't we, Jay? All right. Let's find some stuff to bullshit about. What do we got? 10 best films of 2020 and 5 of the worst. Let's check it out. Ooh, my pipe is going really good right now. Saint Maud. Huh. Did not see that. That's a horror flick. I got to refresh as always with Yahoo to get the fucking pictures. I didn't realize that Uncut Gems came out in 2020. Must have been at the beginning of the year, right? That's a great movie. All right, I got to check that out. Tenet. Let's see. Christopher Nolan's 11th film, espionage thriller. Huh. I didn't see that either. Yeah, it was about March for Uncut Gems. Really? Wow. Makeup. I can't believe how many of these I haven't seen. Another British flick. Rocks. This is from East London. Why is everything fucking British? Parasite. I saw that. That was good. I didn't realize. I thought that was 2019 too. The Lighthouse. Interesting that there's so many horror flicks in this list too. Soul. Pixar. I didn't see that. Let's see. Portrait of a Lady on Fire. Mank. And Uncut Gems. Now movie studios are buying the theaters. Well, it feels like they want us to. They want to bankrupt a third of the country. It looks like, and corporatize it. I don't know what the fuck is going on, man. It really does feel like we might be seeing the end of this country as we know it, and a reinvention of it of some sort. I don't know. So here are the 5 worst movies: Artemis Fowl, Roads Not Taken, The Iron Mask, Eurovision Song Contest, The Story of Fire Saga, and Jojo Rabbit. Squirmingly Awful Holocaust Kitsch. I thought people loved Jojo Rabbit. I didn't see it, but I didn't see any of those. The only things off this list I saw was Parasite and Uncut Gems. What a weird list, right? I mean, look, is it? It's weird. Do you guys feel the way I do? Because there seems to be 2 realities going on as well. There are people I know who are working and things haven't changed that much for them. Then there's people like me and some other people, and a lot of the people I know who have absolutely nothing going on, and things look very fucking bleak. So where are you guys at in the chat room? Are you like, I don't really know where Zach's coming from. I mean, go get a job, buddy. Is it like that? Or are you like, oh no, I get it. The world is fucked. And yeah, we might not be fucked, but we get it. It's pretty fucked. I'm going to look at, I seriously may go to Vegas for a month. Maybe I'll go in January, for the month of January. Find a place I could stay for like $500-600 for the month. Especially if I have to get shoulder surgery. If I have to get if I have to get shoulder surgery in January and I can't fucking use it for jack shit anyway, then I'll go to Vegas, find some dump, $500-600 for the month. I'll get a busking license. I'll work my ass off to make a few bucks busking. I'll gamble with that and hope I get lucky. Rinse and repeat. And maybe I'll get lucky and I'll grow a bankroll big enough that I won't have to busk. I hate busking, by the way. I did it many years ago. It's not my thing. There's magicians who specialize in trade shows. It's their job to stand in a company's trade show booth and incorporate the company's product or service into a performance where they use magic as a metaphor for the features and benefits of said product or service. So this company is selling a new CRM, and you're like, a lot of CRMs will have you in knots, but our CRM, makes things super easy, and the knots off the rope vanish, that kind of thing, right? So they use magic as a metaphor to highlight the features and benefits of the product or service that they're promoting for the guy. It's their job to gather a large crowd of people, like, hey, come on, let me show you something, get people's attention, get them into the trade show booth, entertain them, and build foot traffic and attention so the people working the booth can hand out business cards and get business cards and set appointments and generate leads, right? Nobody wants a trade show booth that nobody's visiting. So if you have a magician in your booth, people come by, right? Well, if he's good. Like what Lou used to work those conventions. Well, yeah, Lou and I, we've both done it a bunch. Lou doesn't love it either. He's more willing to do it than I am. If you want me, I charge a lot to do a trade show. I'm very fucking good at it. And so I know that if they hire me, they're going to get their money's worth because I know how to draw a crowd because I used to be a busker. And that's why I brought this up. Trade show performing is like the corporate version of busking. So instead of standing out in Fremont Street and holding out a hat for tips, the company gives you several $1,000s in exchange for your promise that you're going to draw a crowd. And their version of tips is collecting leads. So pipe is still going a little bit, but I think it's almost done. Maybe not. Maybe there was more in there than I thought. A lot of times when I think it's done, I'll dump it out and there's like, oh, there's a lot of tobacco left. I'm trying to learn still. I'm a new pipe smoker. Not nude, new. But so I don't like doing it, but I could do that. So $25. I'll go online and check it out. See how long it takes to get approved. If I could get approved, my ex was a pipe smoker. No pun. Really? You dated the girl that smoked a pipe? That's fucking odd. Almost nobody smokes a pipe. That's kind of why I love the smell of pipe tobacco. But who the fuck smokes a pipe? Just me. Me and your ex. Nobody else smokes a pipe anymore. She was 20 years older than you. That makes sense. Meth pipe. So I'm going to look into it. See how long it takes to get approved. Fuck, man. All I got to do is fuck. If I made as little as 300, I'd go. I would like put my magic table away, and I'd immediately go up to my fucking room, put everything, change, and go to the poker table. Actually, I wouldn't change because if I changed, I'd have to change back into my fucking suit. So I just wear my suit to the poker table. And then I wouldn't take it off as long as I kept winning as like a good luck thing. Why is this guy always wearing the same suit every day? He started winning wearing it and he hasn't wanted to take it off. Oh, he's one of those. Oh, yeah. Let's see if I can keep this thing going. All right. I think this thing's got to be cash now. But I always say that and there's more, so. This is a bad habit I picked up. Who the fuck takes up smoking at 46? I've never smoked cigarettes in my life. I'm going to take up pipe smoking at 46. Yeah, at 46 years old, I decided it'd be a good idea to have a new fucking weird bad habit. That might be the weirdest thing that comes out of 2020 for me. Is that I became a pipe smoker. Fun, right? I'm having fun with it. All right, I promised you a story. Well, you guys never answered my question. Do you think that we might be seeing the end of this fucking country as we know it? Biden's saying there'll be a third round. Don't worry, we'll do a third bill where we give billions of dollars to our donors and lobbyists and military industrial complex. Don't worry. And we'll give you a fucking nickel again. It'll be a third raping. Just transform, the nation will still be here. That will, I said the end of it as we know it. And that's what I think. I think we're on the verge of this fucking place just being a completely different fucking place. We might end up looking like Europe with California being its own country. If that happens, I'm definitely moving to fucking Vegas. All right, so he says he's promising a third round of stimulus checks, but the dollar amount's going to be a negotiating issue. The next one will extend federal unemployment assistance. Republicans are as hurting as bad as Democrats. Let's see what this fucking...
Will your plan include a new round of stimulus checks to the American people? And if
Yes.
so, for how much?
Well, look, that's a negotiating issue, but it will. Yes, it will. And I think, by the way, I think we owe Bernie Sanders and his Republican colleagues thanks for getting not all the stimulus we looked for, 1,200, but getting 600 done. So I think you're seeing that there is a clear understanding that these issues go beyond any ideology. People are desperately hurting, and the Republicans are hurting as badly as Democrats. There are a few people, and I'm not saying they're responsible for any of this, a few people are doing extremely well in that K-shaped recovery, and they're doing fine, but they still need access to the vaccines. They still need access to making sure that we are able to handle crises in the hospitals, et cetera. So I think they're on the things relating to vaccine distribution, which is going to cost billions more dollars. It's simply going to cost billions more dollars. We need national standards to lay out to help governors determine how they're going to get that vaccine throughout their communities, number one. Number two, we're going to need to take care of those people who, through no fault of their own, are unemployed. They've worked like hell.
Yeah, magicians.
But they have no job because of the COVID crisis.
You're talking about magicians.
And thirdly, we're going to have to begin to rebuild the country. We can't wait. We can't wait to rebuild the economy. We're going to have to start doing that now on infrastructure programs and a whole range of other things. I think the dawn is broken on the vast majority of people. There are still people who don't want to help. There are still people who are insisting my way or the highway. But the vast majority of the members of Congress, I believe, will be able to work out those specific issues that are of national consequence.
Will your plan include a new round of stimulus checks to the American people? And if
Yes.
so, for how much?
All right. Well, as Jim Morrison said, no eternal reward will forgive us now for wasting the dawn. You could put that in my pipe and I'll smoke it. Supposed to be wearing a hat. Sorry. I'm fucking up. I wasn't wearing my pipe smoking hat. All right, should we? Great. Here's Fauci with some more good news. When Fauci talks, it's never fucking good news. Have you noticed that? Look at this. Just gave a warning about the new COVID strain in the U.S. As a new strain of COVID runs rampant in the UK, now accounting for more than 60% of cases in London, Americans have grown concerned the mutated virus touched in the States. There is evidence the new strain of COVID's traveled to other countries abroad. I've traveled a few broads. There's been no proof of it making it to the U.S., though Fauci, fucking Dr. Doom, says it's certainly possible the new strain is already here. You need to assume it's already here. I wouldn't be surprised if it was, he said. I'm smoking my pipe. There you go. Yeah, fuck. What can I tell you? Everything's fucked. And Jay, yeah, California's fucked. I'm fucked. All my friends are fucked. Almost all of them. You're fucked. Vegas is fucked. At least Vegas is sort of open. You know what I mean? What is this? Digital secure. I'm surprised Vegas is doing as well as it is, but it's because it's open at least. You're allowed to eat inside. I haven't eaten in a restaurant in almost a year. It's been fucking it would be 9 months. The last time I ate in a restaurant was my birthday. It was March 13th. That was the last time. So yeah, it's been over 9 months since I've eaten in a restaurant. Oh my God. New strain of the virus is more contagious. Doesn't seem any deadlier. It's in at least 5 other countries. It's going to mutate again. How much do you guys want to bet this is going to be like taking your shoes off before you get on the airplane? And wearing masks is just going to be a fucking lockdowns, and wearing masks is just going to be a normal thing now. It's just going to be this thing where it's like, oh, you know, the flu is killing a lot of people this year. It's a particularly bad flu. So we're going to do a lockdown, mandate masks. Are we slowly being locked down by our government and by corporations? I mean, permanently. Obviously, we're locked down, but are we witnessing that they're just tightening the noose and we're all just sitting here going, well, it's going to get better, right, guys? It's going to get better. It's not going to get worse, is it, guys? This is all going to go away, right, guys? We have a vaccine now, guys. But it's not. There's always going to be a reason for that. I mean, holy fuck. Anybody else losing their minds? Anybody? All right. Just me. Fine. I don't need you motherfuckers anyway. All right. Well, let me check Twitter. And if there's nothing exciting going on Twitter, we'll fucking wrap this crap up. And let's see what we got here. Assess the ideas of Dr. Ebam not based on what someone else says or his appearance. Hear and assess his logic, and please get past the idea that if the person is black, you should let dummy logic pass. Love it. Let's see. Trump needs to fire all of his advisors who told him not to put out the video. It's his most powerful one yet, and it almost never happened. Okay, here's my boy Sam Tripoli saying, do you still think it's about a virus? What do we got here? What do we have? I'm much more open to a lot of conspiracies. Come on, you piece of shit. What did you just do to me? Why did Twitter just like flip out on me? All right. Jacinda Ardern 2019 Goalkeepers event hosted by Bill and Melinda Gates Foundation spoke about incorporating the principles of Agenda 2030 into domestic policymaking. Just listen here to Rosa Quayer talk about the new normal back in 2012. All right, let's hear about it. Goalkeepers, new normal.
Hegelian dialectic, and that's.
Don't worry, I'll back it up. Calm down.
Ladies and gentlemen, please welcome Prime Minister Jacinda
Don't worry, I'll turn this shit down too.
Ardern.
We've incorporated the principles of the 2030.
Oh, yes, we have. Hello, Governor. We've incorporated it. Once it came from nowhere. Once powers are granted, they're rarely given back. Exactly. That's exactly what I'm saying. They like almost never give them back.
Agenda into our domestic policy making in a way
Oh, that's right. That's right. I bet she does anal. She does.
that we hope
Those British broads always love the anal. I don't know why. Maybe because they all seem like they're so uptight that they secretly just want anal.
will drive system level actions. This is not just a new scorecard. It is about fundamentally changing how we make decisions and therefore how we allocate resources.
Agenda 21 is dependent on the Hegelian dialectic, and that says that a crisis is created and a solution is posed, and the balance between the two then
We need a solution for your hair. The fuck?
becomes the new normal.
Now imagine a world where mass outbreaks of deadly diseases are commonplace. Well, it sounds scary, but that might not be too far off. The World Health Organization has warned in a BBC interview that we're entering a new phase where such a reality is, quote, a new normal.
As I have repeatedly said, this is our new normal.
This will be the new normal until a vaccine.
So far, I'm not sure what I'm supposed to care. A lot of people use the phrase new normal.
Vaccine is developed.
Many people are aware that you warned of this in the New England Journal of Medicine and during a TED Talk. So what do we need to do right now in order to reopen the country to get back to, some sort of normalcy and sort of set a new normal, whatever the new normal is?
Well, I will say it's three phases. The acute phase we're in now.
I'm pretty cute.
The semi-normal phase until we get a vaccine.
I'm semi-normal.
And then the truly normal phase after the
I'll never truly be normal.
Vaccine has protected all of us.
Agenda 21 is the action plan. It's the blueprint, the comprehensive.
Look at her lips. That chick knows how to suck a knob.
Plan.
Look at that guy. That's what he's thinking too. He's like, I can't even hear what you're saying. I'm just thinking about your lips around my cock.
It's a plan to disrupt and destroy the existing system. It's a plan of transformation and control. And that's what we're living through right now.
Agenda 21 is dependent on the Hegelian dialectic, and that says that a crisis is created and a solution is posed, and the balance between the two then becomes the new normal, which is something that you never would have accepted. But now that there's a crisis, then you are forced or pressured to accept this new solution.
COVID is the world's new normal.
Hello, I bet you're the new normal. Look at how big your forehead is. Your face looks kind of like a skeleton's. I bet you're not a good lay at all, except for the anal that you love. Why are you craving so much anal there, lass?
Here in New Zealand, we are all working as hard as we can to make
Oh, that's a New Zealand accent, it is. Sounds the same to me.
sure that our new normal disrupts our lives as little as possible. I know the uncertainty COVID has created is incredibly difficult, though, and for everyone.
No.
We are all in the same boat.
Yeah, and it's sinking. Let's see, Sex and the City, Samantha Lee revival. Eyes HBO Max series order. So in other words, Indian food without the curry. Hard pass, as my friend Adam, rather. Ultimate Fighter time test the best. Let's see. Little armbar action there. Always love seeing an armbar. That's my boy Tony Ferguson refusing to tap, though. Yeah, that's even better. Let's see here. Let's see what is going on. I'll bite. I want to say something about our pandemic response and groupthink, especially as it relates to the current scientific discourse in the United States. Stick with me here. I'll do it. Let's do it. We're in the middle of, as a social political phenomenon, an epistemic closure of sorts. Epistemic? Epistemic? The type of which has been around as long as the history of science itself. Think of Galileo being summoned by Rome by the Pope to renounce his conclusions. Except at this stage in our technological advancement, we prefer to imagine that we're immune to the same in-group, out-group dynamics. At one time, remember, the Ptolemaic system was the prevailing science too. It took a century plus for the heliocentrism to be widely accepted. For heliocentrism. The unwillingness of the left, of which I consider myself a member, to consider facts which challenge our external social allegiances is deeply concerning. It was not something I expected to see at this scale from the Academy. Revered researchers, experts, practitioners. Initially, doubling down on failed recommendations which cause enormous, grotesque collateral harms is something I expect from politicians, such as the nature of politics, the dynamics of power, but not from scientists, and not from my team. To put it crudely, I was naive. Tribal identities, which supersede our disciplines, it turns out, run chillingly deep. We are all susceptible to the forces of being human, and today to the economy of clickbait sensationalism delivered 24/7 into our personal glowing rectangles. I love this. Genevieve Campbell, I got a fucking hard on for you. Here is where epistemic closure, I believe, is in danger of becoming epistemic collapse. Nothing like this. What we are living through in most deep blue metro areas primarily has been tried at this scale in an entirety of human history. This is what I'm saying. Nearly 1 year of attempting to reprogram human social nature, of stay-at-home orders, policies encouraging prolonged separation of families, 18 plus months, maybe longer when this is all said and done, of continuous full closures of some businesses and most schools. This is what is new and wholly experimental. Despite what many seem to think, 1918 flu restrictions were not at this scale, not by many orders of magnitude even, and this for a virus with an average age of death of 28 versus 80 for our current pandemic. We're in the middle of an unprecedented global social experiment. At some point mid-March, the long-standing scientific consensus switched from mitigation to attempting permanent suppression through shutdowns, something specifically recommended against for this IFR, really. We are permanently stuck in a doom loop. From early spring, media sensationalism feeds public opinion, which is fed back into political reaction by pseudo-responsive Democratic elite and policymakers, which then stokes more media sensationalism, which then, the collateral harms of what we are doing are enormous, and the benefit of abandoning previous knowledge remains wholly unseen. Notably, the extent to which blunt suppression disproportionately impacts the poor and those already on the margins domestically and globally. Maybe we made the right decision ethically, but the deeply troubling thing is that we did it, accepting and implementing it uncritically and without open discussion of trade-offs and second-order effects. We marched immediately and in lockstep. I think a lot about something I read about early on in the pandemic by Pinboard about how the cure for scurvy was widely known and demonstrated, but how eventually that knowledge was not only lost, but discredited. How did we end up here? Sometimes I feel like we entered an alternate universe around the time of the Lombardy lockdown. The cure for scurvy was eventually rediscovered, and that gives me hope, but I fear the short and medium term. We are entering a new era of repressive biopolitics and nationalism, except this time championed by those who formerly supported globalism and freedom of expression. A Newton's cradle of global hunger, poverty, death, and despair cheered on his social justice. And we kind of just fell into it, like Alice down the rabbit hole. I'm not sure how we can roll this back. Not sure we have the collective introspection to challenge the in-group dynamic, to admit that we have behaved as nodes in a social phenomenon, and that terrifies me. What a fucking awesome thread. Obviously, I discovered that with you guys, so if you didn't like it, well, eat a bag of dicks. I thoroughly enjoyed that. Let's see here. And I thought that was fantastic. But there you go. I'm glad I read it. That's funny. All right, what do we got? My poo and fart smell the same, and it's like that when I eat almost any food. It's weird. Is that good or bad? Smells like a pursuit in Santa Monica. That's 2 hours ago, so I guess I missed it or it didn't happen. What did I miss? I would have known about it on Smoke and Scan. If there was a pursuit. Let's see what this. Black Lives Matter when Trump is in office. We're willing to die for this shit. I can't believe we have to protest this shit. We are not our grandparents' generation. Black revolution, nothing less. Black Lives when Biden is office. Please, Mr. Biden, can we have a meeting? Oh, Uncle Joe, maybe when you have time then? Okay. It's probably true, but not the greatest meme. Look, I'm discovering this with you. Fire departments are going to get the COVID vaccine. Good for them. Trump attacks Thune. Will be primaried in 22. Whiter. Let's see. Okay. 3 French cops killed responding to domestic violence call. Jesus Christ. What happened there? Why is the New York Post covering news in France? You getting the vaccine when it becomes available or holding out for a while? Bro, it's going to be... I already read a thing where they were like, if you're between the ages of like 44 and 64, you're like among the last to get the vaccine. Like, I don't have a choice. I'm going to be getting it probably in the summer, according to everything I've read. But yes, I will get it when it's available. Although I do have to say, like, I always get the flu vaccine. That doesn't kill you, right? It kills some people. But I'm like, hey, man, if I can avoid having a horrible flu this year, I'll take a fucking flu shot. So my thing is, on one hand, why get a vaccine for something that's not going to, it's probably not going to kill you. On the other hand, well, people that I know have had it, some of them it was like nothing for them and other people got really sick. So I guess, yeah, I'll get it. I'll get it as soon as I can get it. But I'm sure I'm a straight white male and I'm 46. So I might be the last one on the planet to get it because of all my privilege. 3 French cops killed, 3 French hens killed responding to domestic violence call. Domestic violence calls are notoriously dangerous. They were trying to help a woman who fled to the roof of a house during a domestic violence incident. They were all shot dead. A 4th was injured. Shooter was identified as a 48-year-old man. Fired allegedly, fired at 2 of the cops shortly after midnight as they approached his house in a rural village. One of the officers died of his injuries while the other was taken to a hospital with a wound to his thigh. The madman then said, you could tell what? Oh, this is the New York Post. That's right. The madman then set fire to his house as backup officers arrived, shot 2 more cops, killing them. The officers killed were 21, 37, and 45. Horrible. Authorities brought the woman to safety. The shooter was still on the run. He's known to law enforcement. I thought you couldn't own a gun in France. How did he get a gun? Family dispute sparked it. Yeah, families will make you fucking murderous. House was completely destroyed by the fire. Good times in France. Oh my God, guys. What about you, Jordan? Are you going to get the vaccine when it becomes available? By the way, when is pardon? I wish Trump would pardon Snowden, Assange, and Chelsea Handler and Chelsea Manning. This guy says, I don't need $600. I want my country fully open. I'll give him a like. Why not? Canceled or renewed? The fate of every TV show in 2020 so far. All right, my friends. Johns Hopkins removes study examining COVID death rate. University presentation stating that COVID-19 had no effect on the percentage of deaths of older people. The fuck? I'm just going to like it because it was Rudy. I don't know why Rudy never comes and hangs out with us anymore. This is Rudy Lotta like this. Why is Rudy never coming and hanging out? Is he mad at me? Pelosi responds to Trump. Let's push for $2,000 checks this week. Listen, we're fucked. Whatever. Really would like to hold out and not take it if possible. Yeah. I gotcha. So far, the best plan I've come up with is getting a busking license in Vegas, performing on the street, and seeing if I can make some cash. That'd be great. All cash, too. I think that might be the play. I think I'm going to wait until January, see if I need shoulder surgery, see what the state of affairs are. And if shit looks like it does right now, I think I find a place, $500-600 for the month, go out to Vegas, busk on the street, and gamble. See if I can fucking, who knows, maybe this will all turn out to be a silver lining. Maybe I'll fucking make a mint. Maybe like, holy shit, I made 60 grand in a month. Fucking hell. God damn it, I'm due at some point, right? In this life, your whole life can't just be just bad luck, right? At some point, you got to catch a break. All right, guys. With that yawn and the fact that I'm getting hungry. Hold on, I got to show this to you. United Airlines passenger died from COVID. Passenger still not notified. What? Let's watch this. This passenger just fucking died on the plane from COVID, and they didn't tell anybody on the plane that. That's fucked up. How many times are they going to play it? Well, I wouldn't be winning at life because, I mean, if I go there and I can't make a nickel busking, 69-year-old Los Angelino had an emergency landing. Wife was overheard telling people on the plane her husband had COVID symptoms. Oh, Jesus Christ. One of the passengers, an EMT, administered CPR. Great. That poor bastard doing CPR on somebody with COVID. Wow, and they didn't tell anybody about it. Listen, I mean, guys, what can I tell you, man? I do the live cast here. I hang out with you because I don't know. It's some sort of sense of community for me, and hopefully for you guys to get together here and bullshit. And you're tracking my progress as my channel grows. And this is sort of we do current events, and it's sort of a diary, I guess. And we're doing what we do, but at some point, like, what can I say to you when, every time I look up, it's just all bad. I mean, what the fuck, right? Like, it's just, I don't know. You know what I'm saying, guys? Like, it's like, hey, let's have some fun. It's like, wow, it's just everything. Everything is bad. Dominion workers suing the Trump campaign. Neptune's dark spot, it just got weirder. If you're not doing this, your mask won't protect you. I mean, Schwarzenegger never thought his daughter, Catherine, would marry an actor like Chris Pratt. All right, guys. I appreciate all of you. And I will see you tomorrow night, and we'll do it again. Dude, 2021 going to be my year. Yeah, right. we might be living, we might look like Europe in 2021. By the middle of 2021, we might find out that Texas is a country, California is a country. What? All right. Well, I appreciate all you guys. Thank you for sticking around. We'll do a more traditional show tomorrow. Do appreciate you guys. Of course, Jordan, here's you, buddy. Well, trust me, California is its own country too. B. You like the top hat? That's my pipe hat. My pipe from the pipe cast. It's my pipe smoking hat. Come out and visit. I'm getting my own place in a week. Is shit open there, Miss B? There's no poker, and I can't gamble there though. There's no poker in Texas. Maybe I'll visit anyway. I'm thinking this might be the best plan I've come up with is busking on Fremont Street. I'm fucking amazing. I should be able to make a few $100 in a night of work at least. Everything except some stuff on 6th Street is open. Yeah, that's amazing. You have no idea what it's like out here. You guys probably think I'm just nuts. Like, well, there's this guy does his live stream and he's just cracking up for no reason. I'm telling you, I'm not cracking up for no reason. Talk to other people that live in Los Angeles and see how they're doing. So many places looking for people to hire and need people for gigs. Really? For anything I want to do, though? If there's something I want to do, can I do magic out there? Are there people hiring for private parties and shit? Because I can run ads in Austin. I could, really? If I could stay with you, I could run ads in Austin. And if people are hiring, Jesus. I don't know, man. The point is, I don't think, here's the bottom line, guys. I can, I'll keep doing a stream for you, of course. Like, I can do that from anywhere. I'll do it from the road, but I don't, it's not seeming like there's a reason to stay here anymore. There's nothing, they just announced that the schools aren't going to open up in January. They just announced it. Magic at Zilker with Zilker. If I could get a gig doing bar or restaurant magic there, if I could get like a few different places to hire me for a couple hours once a week. No. It's not that California's losing its fun stuff. We're not open. It's closed. We have plenty of fun stuff. You can't do any of it. Everything is closed. We're locked down. It's a fucking... I wish you could teleport here and I could walk you around here and you'd be like, what the fuck kind of post... It's like... It looks like Half-Life 2 out here. It's like the apocalypse. I was going to say some kind of post-apocalyptic world, but I think the apocalypse is still happening. But you know what? If I could get a steady gig 2 hours once a week at 3 different restaurants, and basically what I'm saying is I guess I'm going to move to Austin and set up shop there and pay rent back here and live with you for free and pay you with cunnilingus. All right. If I can pay you with cunnilingus, I'll live with you. Because I can't pay rent in 2 places. I'll pay you with, I'll hold your camera for you. I'll do other stuff for you. I'll do a website for you. Charge at least $5,000 for a website. I'll do your website in exchange for staying with you. I'll eat you and I'll do your website. And I'll teach you how to like set up a real fucking business and you could do your thing. I'll fucking help you. Just let me stay with you. I'll trade you consulting and all that kind of shit for staying with you. And I'll eat you. All right. You better be careful. I'm not really even kidding at this point. I'm thinking it might be time to leave. I'm not moving. I'm not leaving my apartment, but it might be time to get the fuck out of here and go somewhere where I can work. And either stay with you. If I could stay with you, then and set up shop and see if I can get a few different gigs around town and start doing private parties out there. Oh, fuck. I don't know, man. Fuck. It's fucked out here, dude. It's not popping here. It is absolutely the opposite of popping is what it is here. All right. Well, with all of that, thanks for the brainstorming session. I'll see you tomorrow. As always, I would really appreciate it, especially if you haven't done so yet. Before you leave, hit that thumbs up button and subscribe to the channel. Hit that little notification bell. Choose all. You'll know when I upload new videos. You'll know when I go live. If you want to support me, you could join the Zach Waldman fan club. Go to zachwaldman.com/fans. I'll teach you some bar bets, easy to do magic tricks. You'll get access to uncensored content. Plus, you'll find plenty of free things you could do there to support me. Jordan, if you give me the details, I'll make you your new Stinger Zinger as soon as you email me and tell me what it is you want in it. As always, I'm going to play you out with a little Reverend Carl, and you know I mean it when I say it. I love each and every one of you more than chocolate cake. See you tomorrow.
1, 2, 3.
It's 2 a.m., 14 below, it's closed. My work is done, but I'm feeling low, and I wanna play the night away, the night away. I can't stand to be alone. I gotta bring over some people to fill up my empty home. Yes, I do. Yes, I do now. I'm having a party, having a party, having a party. I'm having people. And the party people, well, well, well. Put out the word to the chosen few. I got the SMC, my friends, bring your choice of brews, your choice of brews. The buzz is on and the mood is set. The candles burn as the turntables turn by the TV set. Yes, they do, yes, they do now. Having a party, having a party, having a party, having a party, people. Having a party, people. And everybody's getting down now. Party people, having a party, having a party, having a party, people. The party people, well, well. The monster man is feeling smooth, while in the mirror he's busting moves till he finds his groove, till he finds his groove. A Johnny Poet is feeling numb. He's gonna drink until the sunlight comes out to play. He's always running away. Where are your shoes today now? Having a party, having a party, having a party, we having a party, people. A party, people, and everybody's getting down now. Party people, having a party, having a party, we having a party, people. And a party, people, having plenty fun. He's been drinking them 21s like they're going out of style. A jungleberry is scabbing tails. He'll smoke all the weed you have if you let him away with it. Let him away with it. Let him away with it. Away with it. Away with it now. Having a party. Having a party. Having a party. We having a party. Dressed in plain, he'd like to bop the night away, cause he's come a long way from that Ventura County. Girly girl by the telephone, she's been waiting on a man to call so she can share her love, share her love.